Meanwhile, in the pod cave.
And welcome back to another edition of the Podmen. I'm Brad.
I'm Brian.
I'm Pod-Boy Jonah.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no, Jonah. Pod-Boy
Jonah, you're last.
You're the last. You're the lowest on the totem pole.
Looked at me.
You're lower than low. You're like a slug.
There's too many of them.
He looked at me. I thought that was my cue.
He looked at you because he was about to hit you if you said anything. We told you got to be quiet.
Shut the hell up.
I'm Brad.
All right.
I'm Brad.
Brian.
I'm Podman Ron. I'm Alex.
I'm Pod-Boy Jonah.
Maybe give it a little pause, Jonah. Like, don't try to come in too quickly on Alex's intro.
Yeah, we like to have a little breathing space in between.
I'm sorry, Alex.
It's fine.
You let the viewers marinate the Podman that just introduced himself. You know,
Yeah, you got to really
a little bit.
got to marinate.
You got to pause for the applause.
Right, exactly.
But I'm the only one who gets any applause. So you
That's
have to specifically just pause right there.
Brian.
And we keep going.
Alex is popular with the 13-year-old listeners.
PMR.
Yeah.
No, you don't clap. All right.
I'm the face of this brand.
All right. Well,
It's a train wreck already.
it's horrible. I mean, we're a minute and 30 into it, and you know what? I'm going to let the tape roll.
I like my canned laughter a little bit more ethnic.
I don't have that sound effect. No, he didn't.
You know it's an unreleased episode when he drops ethnic.
I like mine to be a little bit more good time-ish.
Okay, I can appreciate that. You know what? I watched, and I don't want to detract from the news and everything, but since you mentioned good times, my son and I watched an episode of Sanford and Son last night. One of the later seasons where he had a fiance. You remember that?
I do. It wasn't Donna. It was somebody else, wasn't it?
No, well, it was
Donna.
Donna. Yep, very good, Podman Ron. You remember that?
I know my friend Sanford.
Can't remember where his keys are, but he remembers Fred Sanford's fiance. But
Damn right.
the setup was that he witnessed a mob boss killing somebody, and they ran over his toe, and so he was in the hospital, but he had police guards around the hospital because they were afraid the mob boss was going to go get him. And sure enough, they planned, a fake nurse came in and planted a bomb under his pillow and stuff. Does that... This was a Sanford and Son. It was like the last season, so...
Did Julio defuse it?
Yeah, he wasn't around to Lamont. I don't think Lamont was in it. They said he was coming back from picking up a refrigerator and he was sleeping in the truck. I swear to you, it was a very odd episode. But anyway, we have a lot of news to get to, so let's go for it. All right, we have casting news, of course. As always, it seems like there's something to talk about casting. And maybe even a little bit of tidbits on Black Panther, and where we picked off from the last episode, of course, was Podman Ron's prediction that we're going to have a new we'll have two Black Panthers, a Michael B. Jordan Pink Panther.
Pink Panther?
Now that would be a great movie. I would like to see Ryan Coogler direct a Pink Panther movie.
Pink Panther. That'd be great.
Brian, what else is happening in the news?
All right, so this PMR, right off the bat, one straight for you. They've announced that Paul Bettany is coming back as the Vision, and he's going to get his own Disney Plus series. Titled Vision Quest. So,
and is that based off of a series, an arc?
Well, there's an arc called Vision Quest. PMR, do you want to walk us through that?
Yeah, Vision Quest was when the government was actually, all these world governments came together and kidnapped the Vision and dismantled them because they were, at the time in the comic books, he connected to all the world's computers. So they were all in fear that he would do that again and kind of rule the world type scenario. So they all came together, kidnapped them, dismantled them, And it was during this dismantling that when they put him back together, he didn't have his brain patterns, and they asked Wonder Man to contribute the brain patterns again, like the original, and Wonder Man refused, saying that he himself was in love with the Scarlet Witch and did not want to give his brain patterns away because he felt that was the reason why the Vision was in love with Scarlet Witch, because he had his brain patterns.
Wow. So, I mean, this plays into some more news, of course.
Yeah. And this, I mean, you can almost see a little bit of these beats already in what we've seen for WandaVision, right? Where he was disassembled, reassembled. He doesn't remember Wanda, like all that stuff. You know, you leave out Simon Williams and you're halfway there with part of that story arc. And to Brad's point, that's the other big announcement for this week is Yahya Abdul Mateen II, who played Black Manta in Aquaman and Dr. Manhattan in the Damon Lindelof Watchmen show, has been cast as Wonder Man, Simon Williams. So, and it's getting a Disney Plus TV series.
Yeah, that's some poor casting right there.
I mean,
now why would they? You think that they would almost? Would they want to? Would you cast someone who looked like Paul Bettany, or have Paul Bettany play Wonder Man? Would that be too confusing?
Yeah, that's too confusing.
Okay,
Brian, I want you to take two guesses as to why PMR does not like this Wonder Man.
I don't like when you change the characters' looks that much. I'm sorry, I just don't. I mean, I've said it before that people like to see on the big screen the way the characters look in the books. That's what's part of the fun of it is, you know,
so they needed to cast a translucent purple guy?
No.
For the part?
You know, like just kind of a beefy
Simon Williams
Hollywood
was always
guy.
a Caucasian male. I mean,
this guy,
it's the same. I mean, it's just
this guy is ripped. Did you see? I mean, well, like as Dr. Manhattan,
and I'm sure and whatever.
I don't know. I kind of dig it. Like I think.
I'm a huge fan. I love the actor. I think
always
it's great
like the
casting.
Wonder Man. I like the character. I always like the character of Simon Williams. I just like, I would like to have seen a more accurate representation on the big screen as he was in the comic book. But you know, I mean, it would be everything that we do. I mean, when they started the Marvel Universe, it was always fun to see how close they got to the way the character looked in the comic books. I mean, that's why Captain America, you know, Chris Evans looked like Steve Rogers, and Thor looked like, you know, Chris Hemsworth looked like Thor, and you know, that's part of the fun of it. It's part of the fun of casting. When you know, when you change it up that much, it's just it kind of loses its kind of. I'm sure he'll do a great job. I don't have no doubt that he will, and I'm sure it'll be fine. But it just loses a little bit of the fun of the whole thing when you just cast it so different. So, I mean,
all right,
he's not going to do it. I think he'll do a fine job. He's a great actor, but it's just, you know, it's not what you're used to when you cast somebody that you want to see.
Mm-hmm. All right, fair enough.
Well, and that brings us to another casting, and I'd like to get PMR's take on this, considering his stance on the last one. So there's been some controversy. There's been two castings made for Agatha, Coven of Chaos. One, Aubrey Plaza is being cast. We don't know who they're hinting that she's a villain, but we don't know who. So Aubrey Plaza is going to be in Agatha, Coven of Chaos. But they've also cast Joe Locke as Wiccan. As a teenage Wiccan.
Who Joe Locke?
And so the concern though is, and the backlash is that Joe Locke is not Jewish, but Wiccan is. So fans are upset that they're not casting. They're not casting a Jewish actor.
That's a fair point.
All right, fair point. PMR rebuttal.
You can't
so
say.
Consider what you just said about Simon Williams. Can we get your take on this one?
All right, Jonah, that was that dead air we're talking about.
No, this is. I'm just trying to. Let me ask you this: Does it?
Are Jewish people white? Question.
Oh, no. I mean, no. I'm just saying, does it play in the comic book that is? I never knew Wiccan was Jewish, to be quite honest with you.
Does it play in the? Does it play?
What do you mean? Wanda's Jewish? Magneto was.
Yeah, they're all.
Wanda's not Magneto's daughter, though.
We don't know
she is.
No, she's in Houston.
Not anymore.
They did a storyline about that.
They did retcon it.
Yeah,
this is the only time PMR will ever bring up that story in his entire existence because he hates it with a burning passion.
I know everybody's trying to trap everybody into something here.
Listen, I'm going to apply this. I'm going to apply the same question you just asked about Wiccan to Wonder Man. You asked, does being Jewish really matter?
Okay, then here we go. Then by God, let's let a Jewish person play it. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, whatever. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's. I mean, I don't know.
Delicious.
No,
watching him squirm.
Delicious about that.
It's you trying to you spinning in circles on this topic.
No, that's apples and oranges. I'm saying about how someone looks. I'm not saying I can't look at someone and tell they're Jewish or not. I mean, I'm not going.
Well, Hitler could. So
that actor's a Jewish person. I mean, what did he say?
Don't, Alec. Jonah, what do you think about this casting? Please, Jonah.
I honestly do not care. It seems like Ron is trying to dig himself out of a hole here.
Don't worry about PMR.
There's no hole. I don't understand. Hold on.
He's a little bit worried about what he said a second ago, and
no.
And
y'all are trying to be, funny and trying to trap me into something that I don't understand what you're trying to trap me in. I mean, I'm just
as long as he's white.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, Jonah.
All right.
What I'm trying to say, and if y'all would have listened the first time, is the way a person looks in the comic book, we have all done it. You want the person on the big screen or on the TV to look like the person in the comic book. That's part of the fun of it.
Sure.
When they change what the person, the race of the person in the comic book, it kind of loses its stuff. It would be the same if you changed an African American character to a white character,
or a male to female.
It would lose because that's not what. I mean, it just changes it. It just changes something. It's just not as fun. I'm not saying they couldn't do a great job. I'm sure you'll do a great job. It just changes something. And when you just said that about a Jewish person, I can't look at a person and go, "Oh, that guy's Jewish." I mean, I wouldn't know. I mean, honestly, I'm sad to say, I'm not going to look at a person and say, that guy's not Jewish, in real life. So, I mean, it's just, if he looks like Wiccan in the comic book, then to me, okay, that guy looks like he does in the comic book. That's pretty cool. Then you tell me, well, that guy's not Jewish. Oh, well, all right, he's not Jewish, so, okay. But he looks like he does in the comic book. So that's what I'm basing it on. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, I could sit there and do what y'all want to do and just blow smoke up everybody's ass and say everything's great. And
here's my thing.
I'm not saying it's great, Alex. What's your take?
Here's my take: is that you see, everyone kind of said the same thing about Jeffrey Wright when he was cast as Commissioner Gordon. And I think after we all saw the Batman, we went, damn, that's probably the best Commissioner Gordon-Batman relationship. God, I
didn't say that about, because I don't really mind. As a matter of fact, I was really hoping that in the new Spider-Man movies, when they announced that they, what's his face from Curb Your Enthusiasm? What's his name? Leon?
JB Smooth.
Yeah, it was rumored for him to be J. Jonah Jameson. I thought that was awesome. That would have been awesome for him to be J. Jonah Jameson.
Well, I think
I don't mind these secondary characters. I mean,
PMR, but then again, Wonder Man is kind of a secondary character.
Yeah,
he hasn't had a solo title in like 30 years.
He's not a secondary character when he's got so much history linked to him in the Marvel universe.
It's just because he was invented 60 years ago. I mean,
he's been part of the Avengers,
right? And see, that's my thought, Alex. Too is he was invented 60 years ago, and predominantly these comics there wasn't much representation. Like, I'm not saying change the color for the color of an actor for the sake, but my thing is cast the best actor. If he's the best actor for the role, I'm fine with it.
Right.
And he's a pretty great actor, so
I'm fine with it too. But I'm just saying it loses its something when it's part of the fun of when they started these movies and when they started doing this on the big screen. You want to see what they look like in the comic book. When you start changing the way they look, it's like, okay, then why? It just loses something for me. I mean, that's my own opinion. I'm not being racist or anything. I'm just saying it just loses a part of it. It's just not. It's just not as, as, I don't know, just not as fun, I guess.
Also, Jim Gordon is definitely a higher tier character than Wonder Man. Let's set that straight.
Maybe to you guys, but I mean, y'all didn't read 60 Years of Avengers. I mean,
but Jim Gordon has been around for almost 100 years of Batman. Like, literally, he's been like right there next to him.
And consider many more people are aware of Jim Gordon than they are of Simon Williams.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Okay, well, let's just. I mean, maybe it didn't bother me because I didn't grow up on Batman and Jim Gordon. I mean, I didn't. That wasn't like my stuff back in the 70s and 80s. I mean, I enjoyed the Avengers, and you want to see your heroes that you grew up with, that you read about. Represented the way you read them on the big screen. I mean, Batman. I didn't get around to reading until the late 80s and 90s. So it was like
but there's always kind of these things in your casting in comic books. I mean, Paul Rudd's playing Scott Lang, but he's not a blonde. He's not like a blonde ginger or whatever Scott Lang's hair color is. It's like a ginger, I think. It's like there's always going to be these type of things.
You're right, and you know what? And I gripe when they cast Chris Pratt as. I bitched about Chris Pratt being cast because I didn't think he'd be great as Star-Lord. I griped when Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Tony Stark. Y'all can attest to that.
My thing is always, let's see how they look in the costume. Because if they look good in the costume, then you can forgive a lot more than you're willing to believe.
Well, I think the big problem here is if they don't put them in that red jacket, then in the sunglasses, then fuck them all. I mean, sorry, Jonah.
Amen.
I mean, who cares what he is if he just doesn't have if he has that red jacket? That's all that matters.
He needs to have the red jacket. Yeah,
he's not. I don't think he's getting that red jacket. I mean, I think the proof's in the
fucking better.
The safari coat. He should get the red safari coat.
Well.
With those green tinted sunglasses.
If you go back and if you go watch The Watchmen, I'm sure that this was a part of the casting decision. Is when he's powered up as Dr. Manhattan, he's blue energy glowing versus purple energy glowing, but the suit is probably going to be the big red W.
Yeah, I bet it will.
On the purple suit. So
we won't get that till the last episode, so they can give us the red jacket and give us it.
Yeah, they'll give it. It got to be an Easter egg in there somewhere or another.
It got to be.
All right.
What's weird is, I think in Guardians 2, there actually was a Simon Williams Easter egg.
There was something like that, right?
Yeah. It was Nathan Fillion. It was Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Who would have made a fine one? He made a fine Simon Williams. Anyway, but point being also that we're blasting through with this nonsense is Aubrey Plaza. And we all love Aubrey Plaza, right?
I do.
Everyone loves Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, so do we know who she's playing in Wiccan Coven Adventures, whatever it is?
Well, they're saying she's playing a villain, but when hasn't she played a villain? So it would be honestly weird if she didn't.
That's true.
Even April Ludgate is more villain than hero.
There you go. Alex, just a quick diatribe as if we didn't take a tangent. I mean, already. Black Bear. Did you see Black Bear with Aubrey Plaza?
I didn't. I meant to, but I don't think I did, actually.
It's kind of weird. You might enjoy it. It's two movies in one. Two movies in one.
There's a lot of movies with her that I've really enjoyed. There's that one with Elizabeth Olsen that's really good, and then there's another one I can't remember the name of that I really liked, but I can't remember the name of either. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Everybody loves Ingrid Goes West. All right, never mind.
It's a good movie.
More casting.
Back to the Podmen.
More casting. It's been revealed that The Good Place, Chidi from The Good Place, William Jackson Harper, has joined the cast of Ant-Man 3.
rumored to be Reed Richards.
Well, that's what I said.
What?
Like, I would love for him to be Reed Richards.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
PMR.
PMR, how do you feel about the casting decision?
I don't even know who this guy is.
I will say it again that whatever, it just whatever. I mean,
he played a philosophy professor or an ethics professor in
Reed Richards. He just does not look like Reed Richards in the comic book. So there. I mean,
right.
I wasn't crazy about John Krasinski as Reed Richards, to be honest with you, but I like the casting choice of the guy that plays in You. I thought Penn
Badgley.
Yeah, he looks like Reed. I go for someone who looks like Reed Richards. But
here's the thing:
I like someone that looks like the character.
If you're going to tell me that Kang's, is a descendant of Reed Richards, they kind of, aside from race, they kind of favor each other.
Someone's
like they
look
be
like someone's got to be black.
Well, yeah, that's true. But they do kind of like it kind of like I don't know. There's almost like to me like a resemblance there. And he plays the nerd scientist kind of type in The Good Place, but he's also done some more serious work that I think here's the thing it's easy to cast, it's easy to write and direct and make somebody look like a badass, right?
Right.
It's hard to deliver the charisma in comedy. So just like with Chris Pratt, if you cast for the comedy piece, good director and a good writer can make, as long as they're in shape, they can make them look like an action hero.
Yeah.
But you can't take a bodybuilder with 3 brain cells and get him to deliver charisma in comedy.
Take Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So.
The Rock and Black Adam.
That too.
There you go.
That too.
So yeah,
Amen.
William Jackson Harper, I'm all on board for. So I like the Simon William casting. I like the William Jackson Harper casting.
Yeah.
I don't know Joe Locke enough to care. This is all coming up gravy for me. So
I wonder if Aubrey Plaza could be playing Enchantress.
I don't feel like Enchantress has that much crossover with Agatha and that end of the Marvel Universe.
No, but witches,
Just witches.
Witches, am I right?
Witches, am I right? Yeah. You got to do something.
So I'm sure she'll be a witch, but it'll,
How much does the leader have to do with Captain America? Absolutely nothing.
That's true.
We're still doing it anyway, baby.
Why not?
So, more in news. We've got, I thought this is good. Hopefully we'll get it. But Bryan Cranston's trying to bring back Malcolm in the Middle.
There was other casting for Wonder Man today.
What was it?
Casting. Bob Odenkirk may be joining the cast of
That's
Wonder
who?
Man as his agent.
Okay, that'd be
great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I just read that. I forgot. I read it on comicbook.com and I was like, crap, I forgot to mention it. Sorry.
Let's see. So it's okay. Malcolm in the Middle potentially coming back as a reboot. We have got. Hang tight. There is one other at least.
Bryan Cranston is Hal, right?
Yeah, he's Hal on Malcolm.
That's what I thought.
Malcolm in the Middle. Venom 3. They've announced the director for Venom 3, and if you thought it couldn't get worse, they're hiring the writer of Venom 1 and 2 to direct Venom 3.
Is she writing too?
Why
Is she
not?
writing as well?
Might as well. I mean, I think that's probably the way she landed the job. Is just she's willing to work for Taco Bell coupons, Chick-fil-A sandwich coupons.
It's so weird. It's just like you think after the first one, people going, it's really cringe, but it made a crap ton of money. We just want you to make a better movie. And they were like, cool, we'll have Carnage in the next one, but it's going to be the exact same humor. Everything's the exact same. And you're like, oh, okay. So it's like, why not just I don't know, do something different? Maybe, probably not, but they won't. so it doesn't matter.
Nope, they're tripling down at this point.
Yeah, they've hedged their bets.
So we've got Alex. Did you watch The Witcher?
I did.
What do you think of The Witcher with Henry Cavill?
I like the first season a lot. Not too sold on the second season.
I never finished watching the first season.
The first one's cool when you realize there's kind of like a little aha, like probably in episode 4 of what's that. When you realize, oh, wait a minute, this is dealing with multiple timelines.
Yeah, it's a cool multiple timeline thing. Yeah. The second season didn't do much for me. It was just kind of bland.
Yeah, well, the second season was all about getting Ciri in play, right? Yeah. And then now we've got he's coming back for season 3. But
he done.
After that, Henry Cavill's done, and so the question is this because he is returning as Superman?
Yes.
Is this because, or is this because it's been rumored for a while that he'll be joining Game of Thrones House of Dragon season 2?
I'm sure that's true too.
As a character, and it's too close to The Witcher. There's also, they said earlier today that there was issues with, he's a fan of the source material because it was a series of books before it became a video game, right?
Yeah.
Before it became multiple video games. But there was a report a couple of weeks back that the writer's room weren't fans of the material. And this is before they announced that Henry Cavill was leaving. So now the narrative is he was a fan of the material, the writer's room weren't, and he was pushing back, like creatively going like, this isn't in the books, or this isn't the way Geralt acts in the books, and it just created this clash. But apparently there was rumors that he was he might have left after the end of season 2, but stayed on for another season. And they're recasting and making Liam Hemsworth the new Geralt. So
because he's not doing anything.
He ain't doing nothing. Not since Miley Cyrus divorced his ass.
Wow, that hurts.
Yeah.
Now it got ugly.
No, I got ugly. And then lastly, we've got a cancellation, sadly.
Uh-oh.
I know this one hurts PMR.
What's up?
They were canceling Stargirl.
Yeah.
Season 3 will end in December, and that's the end of it.
I also have some kind of news to go on top of that PMR is not going to be happy with. Hold on, let me find it. Oh, crap. Sorry, guys. It was on a tweet. So Netflix, with their new ad-supported tier, will not include, if you're not in the ad-supported tier, if you don't pay the extra money, the service will not give you The Crown, Cobra Kai, Arrested Development, Breaking Bad, The Good Place, Grey's Anatomy, House of Cards, How to Get Away with Murder, New Girl, and Peaky Blinders.
Wow. So there's no reason to subscribe to Netflix, hardly.
Development.
You cannot get those shows unless you pay the premium subscription price.
Wow.
Who is this, Netflix?
Yep.
What's the premium subscription?
Yeah, what's the price here?
I think it's
they're going to go bankrupt.
What the fuck is left on Netflix if all that's gone? I mean,
I think it's 50.
They're going to go bankrupt.
Yeah, no one's going to.
The streaming wars are tough out there, kids. I don't know what to tell you.
There's one little tidbit that I found interesting. This isn't really news, but it's more like where the headwinds are heading. But since Henry Cavill's coming back, right, as Superman, and the fact that they've canceled all the other CW shows, Gotham Knights, I guess, is going to debut, but they've canceled everything else. Well, yeah. That Superman and Lois probably isn't long for this world.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was still around.
Which is another shame. They're making some really stupid moves.
Now, but here's the interesting part. Apparently, Tom Welling and Erica Durance have said in the past day or two in some sort of interview, but they would be willing to come back to explore their, because there was that time jump in the Crisis on Infinite Earths episode. So to do like the time jump and explore their end of the Flash universe, or I guess the Smallville universe was what it was. But would you take that trade, PMR?
Well,
Lois and Clark for?
I mean, no, it would not.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I mean, what's there to
explore?
Yeah, that's just two actors that don't have the money. They don't have the money anymore.
I love Tom Welling as Superman.
We all did. I mean,
it's time.
To Alex's point, I love it when there's like the headline or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
is it PMR talking?
No, he's cut out.
Oh, okay. Is he ordering? Is he going to coffee now? But I love it when the headlines are something like, Tom Welling would consider coming back as. He's like, yeah, of course he would.
Yeah,
he needs some money. I'd take some easy money too.
Yeah.
They'd consider coming back if they begged. And then Brian, there's still even more casting news, right? Or PMR had some scoop about casting, I think, right?
Oh yeah, this is a PMR tidbit.
Exclusive.
Go ahead.
Exclusive.
What's your casting news, PMR?
What is my casting news?
Michael B. Jordan for the new Black Panther.
No. That was last episode. No, this PMR's prognostication casting. I was trying to think of some prognostication. Anyway, Shia LaBeouf is coming back. I was trying to think of something with movies that started with a P, premiere or something like that. But you're saying that Lil Indiana Jones is coming back for the last movie.
Yeah, according to IndianWire.
IndianWire.
Do you mean it?
Oh, shit.
Who's doing the sound effects?
Brad.
Oh.
Our live studio audience.
IndianWire. He's back, baby.
Oh my god.
I think we've completely stepped all over this story. We can't remember. What's the story, PMR?
That Shia LaBeouf is back as Will Williams in Indiana Jones 5.
Wow, that's amazing.
PMR, what's the source? What's the source again?
IndianWire, man.
God, just one more time. Thank you.
Oh my god. This is the worst episode
IndianWire. Which is a much more reputable.
We used to joke about adding Gaggy to the pod, but I think we kind of have.
Somehow.
Already here.
Oh my god, Jonah.
Here's the thing: to tell you how bad it's gotten. Literally, I think 2 days ago, Dad walks up to me with his phone, and he's just like, "Did you see the new Guardians 3 trailer is out?" And literally, like within 2 seconds, I'm already on Twitter. I'm like, "Dad, I don't think it's out." It was like a fake trailer edited together on YouTube. That he had
there's some very crafty editors out there.
Right after I answered that Prince want me to send him money and the email.
Yeah.
He sent you the trailer.
PMR had a good feeling about himself helping out the Nigerian prince, and he wanted to watch the trailer.
I'm supposed to be getting some money back from that shit. So
yeah. Oh my god.
He said if I send him $1,000, I'll get $10,000 from once he escapes his country. So
there ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh my god.
He read about it in IndianWire. It was verified.
Is that all the news, Brian?
Cut him off. Cut his mic.
That's all the news, Brad. That's all the news. Now, but I do have a proposal. Like you would, we have Nerdstradamus.
Yeah.
We could have
about my fucking what? What about my scoop? What about my scoop? Hello? What about my scoop?
Yeah, we just need a name for it.
Shia LaBeouf.
Well, I got it. I've got it though. Like, so we got the Nerdstradamus. We could have the prognosticator.
Right, PMR prognostications.
There you go.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf's not coming back. That's nonsense.
That's not what
In the same article that he referenced, it was talking about that Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf respected each other, even though they got into the fight filming. Was it Fury?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Some movie no one saw.
And then it was talking about the fact that they, like, after the fight, they now acknowledge that they respect each other. And then Tom Hardy will be appearing next in Mad Max, releasing June 23rd, 2023. And Shia LaBeouf will be appearing in Indiana Jones 5, releasing June 23rd,
we'll see, Brian.
2023.
We'll see.
So both movies are coming out of the same date, and one is not even doesn't even have a script. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Hey, you know one thing about PMR's prognostications? Whew, that's going to be a hard one. Is the more trailers that they release for Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever, the less it looks good. They should have stopped at the first trailer, I think.
The first one didn't look good. What are you talking about? I mean, none of it really looked great.
I thought the first one I warmed up to, the No Woman, No Cry. Yeah.
Hold the front door. Hold the front door. To say this movie looks bad, I'm sorry. I'm
just saying the more they show of it, the less I'm interested in it.
I'm sorry. That is not okay.
What looks good about it?
A lot. The cinematography looks beautiful. I think the story's amounting to something pretty freaking cool. We get to go back to Wakanda. I feel like it's going to actually have like a heart, and it's not just going to be a soulless Marvel humor fever dream that I go to every 3 months. It actually looks like it has substance and style and flavor and culture mixed in with it. It actually looks like a movie. Like they put effort into it instead of what I watched 2 months ago or back in May. I actually get to watch like a thing that like people cared about. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm beyond excited. I could talk about it forever. I've watched that first trailer like 30 times. I'm so flippin' excited for that movie.
I may eat my words again.
You're going to eat your words. I think it's going to be a horrifically sad movie, but I cannot wait for that movie. I think it's going to be so good. To dismay it, I think is ridiculous because I think all we've seen is actually good things from the movie. I think it looks incredible.
The more I see, the less I like. That's all I'm saying.
Brad, well, and here to your point, I sent this out earlier, but the director said that
the producer
said that the Ironheart series is a direct sequel to the events of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So a nice, cold bucket to dump on you to realize the way Black Panther is a prelude to a character a prelude to a TV show that I have no interest in whatsoever.
You may after Black Panther 2, though. You may like this character.
I may. I would also like to propose a drinking game for our listener.
Yeah?
He could take a drink every time I say, here's the thing, or when Alex mentions the cinematography.
That would be good.
The shots are beautiful. The shots look beautiful. You kidding me? That like riverboat shot where it's like zooming down. Sorry, my phone's charging. But that riverboat shot, come on, looks so good.
I don't remember riverboat shot, but
there's like you can tell they have to be on some device, but there's like I'm talking about they probably shot on like a little boat, but there's the people like in the flood and they're like flowing down and it's just like this really steady shot watching them. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. The composition is so stunning. Stunning shot. That's it. I'm excited. We also got an Avatar Way of Water trailer. Did anyone watch that?
We did get that trailer. But that would be in movies, wouldn't it?
That would be. I don't.
But yes,
it doesn't matter at this point.
That's true. Well, we did. We got the Way of Water trailer. Jonah, you watched it.
It's not. It doesn't look great. It looks very confusing. It looks like they're leading towards. What I got from it was basically I think the mom dies, and they're talking about. It's a very confusing trailer. Like nothing makes sense. It doesn't look like it connects to the first movie at all. Like nothing from the first movie ties into it at all. And there's not much to say about it. Like, it looks like a standalone movie. It's not really a sequel, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Brian, what am I going to say, Brian? What am I going to say about it, though?
Beautiful cinematography.
Looks stunning. Movie looks stunning. Looks stunning. Stunning. So much time.
But Alex, here's the thing.
So much craftsmanship. Oh, so beautiful.
Here's the thing. Did you notice when they're underwater, there's no bubbles when they're talking or breathing or
it's an alien.
Swimming? Or...
It's an alien planet. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I don't even like the first Avatar.
Have you seen the trailer?
No, I didn't even want to look at it. I was
curious if you found it as confusing as Jonah.
Probably I would have.
It
doesn't make any sense.
It looks like it focuses on their kids, Jonah. I think it's focusing on their kids.
Yeah, that's what I got from it. And it's like, at one point, I'm thinking the mom's dead, and that's his kid. And at another point, I'm like, wait, is that the mom? Because they all look the exact same.
Yeah, she's still in the movie. She's still there.
Pod-Boy sounded a lot like a pod man.
He grew some hair. He grew some hair on his pod balls.
I may need to have less interactions between PMR and Jonah.
Jonah, do you know that shot where she's the girl that fires the bow, and that last shot of in the fire where the girl that's holding the bow?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, that was the mom. She's still there.
Oh.
Don't worry about her. She's alive. She may die.
But
I don't know.
Then what was that whole scene about them? Like,
I can hear
her heartbeat or whatever. Like, who are they talking about?
I think it's Sigourney Weaver's character.
Yeah, because it's the younger character's voiced by Sigourney Weaver. Their daughter is. So I'm thinking, what Brian said, it's Sigourney Weaver. Because she died by the tree in the first movie and blah 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 blah. And I don't even like that.
Now she'll be like their Gaia or something.
Yeah, she is nature.
She was just like a scientist background character in the first one. Like, she wasn't that important.
No, she wasn't.
She?
No.
All right. Oh, somebody's having a good time.
It started street racing.
Yeah, so that's pretty much that's news, trailers. That's everything from the.
That's everything.
We can shut her down, fellas.
All right.
That's all the trailers we got.
We got a Christmas Story sequel trailer from HBO Max.
I mean, there is
oh god,
all kinds of stuff to talk about.
So Brad's already checked out.
Brad's gone.
Brad's checking his work emails.
We've lost him.
I've got a lot of stuff going on right now.
All right. Well, what were you saying?
No, go ahead, mate.
I was going to share some things I picked up. Brad, did you have anything else you want to?
No, sir.
Roll into? All right, I'll take a quick divert. So PMR, I picked up. Since you didn't want it, I went ahead and got it.
Oh, Stiltman, nice.
So you seen the figure Stiltman?
Look at that! Look at that gorgeous thing
from Marvel Legends.
Oh so wow! Cool. Look at the stilts on that.
How much you pay for it? How much was it?
$50. But it's the Build-A-Figure from from the set. But it made me. It got me thinking. I'm like, man, I got a lot. I've never collected Marvel Legends. I collect, statue stuff. I've collected some of the older figures. I've got all of the Secret Wars, and I'm like, you know what? I may start getting the villains, but I want to get the goofy villains, right? Like Stiltman. So after I picked this up,
good looking figure,
a week and a half ago.
That's like a foot-long figure. Where's that gonna go?
It goes on the shelf. I picked up this.
Oh my god!
What is that?
Have you seen this, MODOK?
Yeah, that's the
Elvis MODOK.
Where did you find it? Was that released in Elvis MODOK?
Yeah,
it was the San Diego Comic-Con 2021 exclusive.
Where'd you find that
at? They're still available on Hasbro Pulse.
How much did you pay for that?
So, why is it Elvis?
Because there was a comic book called New Wave, which was Warren Ellis. They would go to different Earths. But this is the pack, and it came with the captain from the captain from New Wave. New Wave was a good book, but the captain's like the obligatory, Warren Ellis, Pete Wisdom, Jack Hawksmoor character. He's always got that one character, but the captain was him in New Wave. But I thought this was pretty kick ass as well. This MODOK figure.
I like that.
So,
I got a Cosmic Ghost Rider Marvel Legends.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's dope.
CMR.
Let me see. I don't see it.
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle, superpowers on the card. But look, it's got a Lionel Playworld.
I was going to say, is that a Lionel Playworld too? Where'd you get that?
Yeah. Where did I get this? At the convention. I've got it at that convention. But the
$1.91. Look at that.
$1.91 with the Lionel Playworld tag on it. And then it's got on the back, it's got the full 33 before the line was canceled. And it's even got the stuff that was proposed to be made, but never actually made. Like there's that Dark Side play set. So it actually got made on the card as coming soon, and then they never actually made it. So
that's super cool.
That's pretty cool. And then I guess lastly,
this is a segment called Brian's Hall.
Brian's Hall.
Shit.
I got my Stars and Stripes signed by Jeff Johns, Alex.
That's funny.
And
wait,
Secret Wars number 1, 9/8, signed by Shooter, Mike Zack, and John Beatty.
That's cool.
So that was my haul.
Great.
Very nice, man. Very nice.
Great for the audio medium.
I'll post photos. Well, my point of this was I'll post photos of it on the Instagram page.
You have been, or someone has been very active on our Instagram. It feels like I kind of fell off out of favor of Instagram, but I clicked into it the other day, and the Podmen are all over the place. They're Instagram darlings, if you will.
We are. Well, one of us is. Yeah, I've been trying to get our content back up. So I figured this was a gimme. If I post these figures, I'll give me like 4 posts to stretch over the next few days.
That makes sense.
So I've been watching The Watcher on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Has anybody bothered to watch this stupid show?
No. How is it?
Oh my god! It's a whodunit, but man, it is the most poorly written thing I think I've ever seen. I mean, there's some off the wall.
Well, it's based on a true story, is it not?
It's based, yeah, but with a lot of, the true story for the listeners out there is these people bought a house, they were going to move into it, and it was like $3 million house. But right before they started to move into it, they kept getting these letters from someone saying they were the watcher and they're watching every move they make in the house. And even to a point, and I think it's true that also there was like music would play through the intercoms of the house. So the people actually never did move into the house. They got rid of it. And they never found out who was sending the letters. Well, this Netflix show, the people did move in the house, and like they've set up all these neighbors around them to be like over the top creepy. I mean, like really stupid. And then, the police detective is no help to him at all. I mean, now he's a suspect. He's working with the real estate agent who sold them the house, who's a suspect. And when this last episode I just watched, when the detective was saying, "I'm not going to work with, screw you, I'm not going to help you guys." They're just like, okay. Well, they don't try to go anywhere else, like to a police chief or the town mayor or anything like that, and say, this guy's ridiculous. So it was really bad. It's just not a good show.
Is it a movie or a show?
It's a show. It's 7 episodes. So.
And you watched all 7?
No, I've watched 6 so far. Another
part of it was like who's moving around so much. Another episode was, like I said, they bought this $3 million house. They're trying to, they're worried about it. There's no alarm system in the house. They reach out to an alarm service, and the alarm service is some 19-year-old kid who they hire, who said, I started my own alarm company. Oh, okay, we'll hire you. They pay him like $7,000. Well, thinking their 15-year-old daughter. So it's like, this is mad. This is insane. This is very unrealistic.
Yeah.
Not even entertaining. So I would not recommend it.
All right, that's a Podman not recommend that one.
Yeah.
Well, something I would recommend, and I think 3 out of 4 Podmen have watched it, is Barbarian on HBO Max.
What is Barbarian about? Y'all keep saying Barbarian, but
we should have watched it.
We tried to trick you into watching it, PMR.
Yeah, it's probably something stupid though. I know how y'all.
It was.
All right.
It is something stupid. You got us. It's a horror.
Alex, have you seen it?
What's it about?
I mean, it's a horror movie. You can't really give away too much with it.
I can't give you too much spoilers. There's until you see it. You need to watch it. Alex, you've seen Barbarian, right?
What basic?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's really good.
Or is it a ghost horror movie? I mean, what is the basic?
All right. So
you can't really talk about it, or else it'll spoil.
You can talk about the setup. What's in the trailer, essentially?
I mean,
yeah, you can talk about the setup. Yeah.
So there's a gentrification area of Detroit. You don't realize this at the beginning, but essentially this girl pulls up to a house. It's cold open. Girl pulls up to the house. She goes up because she's rented it on Venmo or not Venmo, Verbo or whatever. And she tries to go in. The key's not outside. So she is messing around on the porch and the lights come on and she realizes there's somebody in the house and she knocks. He comes to the door and they realize they both rented the same house, right? And there was some sort of screw up, or was there? Like and the guy that's in the house is Bill Skarsgård, who played Pennywise in It. So and he's always super creepy looking. So
he looked pretty normal in this, though.
He looked pretty normal in this, but there's always that hint of he always plays like the horror villain,
right?
Well, she comes to find out the next day that this place is like a war zone. Like all the other houses around it are burnt down. It's just this is the only house that was fixed up, and she ends up, I forget why, but she ends up down in the basement. She needs toilet paper. She goes down in the basement and finds a secret room and a secret passageway. And it kind of goes from there. But there's a big reset at about the 35, 40-minute mark. And the movie takes a whole nother, it veers way left and then comes back to what's happening with her. It's very good.
It was something different. I mean, it was a little bit different there, so it was good. I enjoyed it.
It's definitely different.
It's one of the more unique structures I've seen a movie have. I haven't seen a movie that did something like that. I don't think ever. So it was a pleasant surprise.
Well, yeah, because it veers majorly, right? And then when it comes back, it does this whole flashback sequence. And then they all start to come together in the third act. Like all these things start to come together in the third act.
But it's not confusing. It's not like what the hell's going on here. You can get with it. It's But you may enjoy it, Podman Ron, or it may be too cutesy for you. You may want your horror movies a little bit more straightforward. But
here's the thing: the horror is not in the kills.
No,
but there's definite horror in this film.
It's who's doing the kills, I guess, right? Sort of.
Poor Justin Long.
Yeah. If you're a Justin Long fan. So that was good. I watched. I did not let the boys watch it, so Jonah, you should not watch it either. But I watched X finally, and it was okay.
I like X a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to see Pearl, the sequel, prequel, whatever it is.
Pearl's also good. Really good. I like Pearl a lot more than I like X.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be better.
X is just a unique, it's a unique slasher. It plays with the genre really well. And I really liked it. It was a fresh take on the genre, because slasher movies, it's weird for some reason. It's hard to get them right in this modern day, because it's just like you've seen it so many times. But I thought X actually did like a refreshing take, enough to like actually bring out the scares for me. But
all right, well, there you go.
I always recommend X.
Wow, we're hitting a low point here. No,
I watched. I started watching Arrested Development. I'm like almost done with
a retro review.
It's amazing.
All right, let's go back to a retro review with Jonah.
So I recently just started watching season 1 of Arrested Development. I think I'm on like episode 20, so 2 episodes until I'm at season 2. It's like I really like the show. I like how like each episode is just like its standalone story, and it's just goofy humor, and it's just like it's a really funny show. I think my favorite bit so far has been when Joe buys the dove, and then he like, as he's walking out of the magic shop, he immediately kills it and then asks to return it.
That's what the return
policy is. By the way,
what's your return policy?
Arrested, I have not revisited it in quite a while, but yeah, that's always a fantastic mainstay. But then, Netflix had it, so it was 3 seasons, right? And then Netflix had season 4. Is that right? And
4 and 5.
Okay, but 4 was the weird one where it was disjointed, and then they re-edited it to put it back together and make people like it. I don't know if I ever watched the re-edited version of it, and I didn't watch season 5 either. I mean, season 4 turned me off so much, I guess.
Yeah, season 4. Yeah, they because of cast availability,
right?
They did this whole thing where they did a Tobias episode, they did a George Michael episode, but everybody wasn't available at the same time, so they fractured everything off, but the stories intertwined still,
right?
They went and re-edited it because people were pretty turned off on the whole thing. So, and then season 5, everybody was back.
Okay,
but there was one joke about Buster. Basically, the question is, Buster's been arrested for the murder of Lucille Ostera.
Okay.
Right? And Liza Minnelli. And it goes for all of season 5. And it just kind of, like, I think they thought this joke was going to land, and it didn't. But it was okay, but it lost. I mean, season 4 might be better than what I remember if you watch it in actual chronological order the way they redid it. But the first 3 seasons are where it's at.
Yeah.
And honestly, the first 3 seasons, it was that whole comedy thing. Like, they did stuff in those first 3 seasons that you probably could not get away with now, like Franklin.
Right.
Franklin being a character. The stuff with even the stuff with like Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which he's watching in season 1, like some of the jokes they make about her where she's pretending to be blind and everything.
Right.
Or even in season 3 where Michael's dating Charlize Theron. Right? And everybody's like, "You son of a bitch."
Mr. X.
Mr. X. So, Little Britain. But, so first 3 seasons are great. When he gets to season 4, I'll probably rewatch it with him, But,
all right. Hey, can I ask you this, Brian, and even Alex, if you're still around? I just thought of this. It was that a subliminal clue, Mr. X of misdirects, misdirects, like a misdirection. I just thought of that.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah,
I just thought of that. Look at that. Maybe they're. Anyway, you figure it out, Jonah, and let us know.
But that's the thing is, even though it's a goofy show, like a lot, it's so well written. Like the dialogue and the callbacks are always on point. You know, so
and it's maybe something similar, or maybe similar sad situation if Community comes back as a movie. Because we kind of had the same type of humor a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on if they can get the Russo brothers back.
Yeah,
the Russo. It's wild, all the stuff that the Russo brothers were attached to that just became kind of like zeitgeist comedy.
Yeah, that you were like, oh my god, this is fantastic. Yeah.
Well, so
now their newer movies will become zeitgeist, like little cult classic. I ain't feeling it yet.
No.
All
right.
And that was another thing they said, that they're willing to come back to the Marvel to the MCU, but they're booked until like 2030. Like with projects.
Did you hear this? This is one of the funniest things that happened this week. Did an interview for Vogue, and they were talking about, because they're doing the Hercules movie for Disney, and they were talking about like what their inspiration's going to be, and they started talking about like, well, nowadays, we're gonna make it more for the youth, so we're really looking at TikTok to try to get like a good vibe on what the youth want to see in their musicals, and I about lost my shit.
This is the Russo brothers?
Yeah,
it's the Russo brothers.
I was like, are you losing your freaking mind, man? Hercules,
maybe they're joking.
My generation has some of the best music in like a Disney movie ever. Like we like constantly are singing those songs. Don't touch it.
What
Don't
song?
ruin it. From Hercules, the Disney animated?
Zero to Hero.
Oh, it's so good. Zero to Hero. There's the love song. I forgot the name of. I think it's like Forbidden Love.
Never watched Hercules.
It's so good. That's a great movie, Brad.
Okay.
I think you'd like it.
My kids never liked really any animated movies that much.
That's a good one right there, though. That's a good one.
All right.
That's my favorite of the Disney Renaissance era.
How was the cinematography in it, though?
Pretty great.
Great
artistry.
Mr.
Do animated movies have a director of photography?
I don't know. Let's get Roger Deakins on something, right?
Yeah. Let's do the next Spider-Verse movie. Wow. Jonah filled that.
I know.
Jonah killed it.
That's your part. Go.
Yeah, go, Jonah. Say something.
Well, what do I talk about? I really didn't. I mean,
you really didn't prepare anything?
Just your opinions on things. What's your opinions on cinematography?
It's a thing.
It's true.
Yep, Alex knows a lot about it.
Where'd PMR go?
He's on
getting his coffee.
He's holding.
He lied. He's getting coffee.
He not at all.
So I did. This is going to be another low point. I did start watching Into the Wonder, or Into the Wonder, whatever.
What is that?
A Terrence Malick movie with Ben Affleck.
Damn it! I meant to watch some Terrence Malick.
Yeah.
I meant to watch some Catholic to watch Pearl Harbor, but
do you watch Pearl Harbor? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you watch that?
Well, what's wrong with it?
The Pearl Harbor movie?
Ben Affleck?
With Michael Bay directed?
Yeah.
That movie sucks.
Wow.
I mean, it was fine for if you watch the first 20 minutes or whatever when the actual bombing was happening. They just cut it off.
No, I like when they have sex in the hangar. That's my favorite part.
Yeah. They always do. I mean, that's the same thing as when in Armageddon.
Yep. Got to do it.
So
Top Gun's got to step up its game, man.
Top Gun.
So close to a 5 out of 5. Beautiful cinematography, though. Beautiful cinematography.
Alex, how about has anybody watched episode 1 of Titans, season 4?
Knew it came out. I'm sorry. I'm so tired of that
Brother
show
Blood?
tricking me. They keep tricking me into watching it. Not this season. Nope. Not giving them.
Podman Ron's got a reason to watch it.
Yeah.
Bosch Lex Luthor? Well, how could you not want to watch that?
IndianWire. Shit, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
I did watch the episode, and I gotta say, I didn't hate Bosch Lex Luthor.
Wow.
Here's the thing. The first episode of the new Titan season is always good. It's never bad. They always start off on a strong foot. Something. They always promise you something, and then the honeymoon phase dies off so fast.
What season is this?
4.
I don't know how it's lasted this long.
Brad alluded to it. It seems like the big bad, even though we got Luthor, it seems like the big bad is going to be Brother Blood, right? And so, but here's the promise. Here's the stuff you're talking about, Alex.
Oh, we already had Brother Blood. Wasn't he in the first one?
No.
That was Trigon. But so you have Brother Blood is kind of, you see him in the background. He's doing something. He actually owns like a taxidermy like business or something, right?
Makes sense.
But the reason they're doing that is because it's going to be Brother Blood tying into the Red, tying into Animal Man, tying into Beast Boy. So they're gonna explore the Red. Who knows if they'll pull it off or how deeply they'll explore it, but they're going to explore the Red and that end of the Marvel Universe. Because we always get the Swamp Thing in the green. You know, it'd be nice to get, the
I didn't know there was a Red.
Yeah, that stuff started in New 52. Jeff Laramie kind of introduced that stuff. But, and then that's why Buddy Baker has kind of his powers versus Swamp Thing. He's like the avatar of organic beings. So, but so you've got the introduction of, they're hinting at the Red, they're hinting at all these things. You've got Superboy. Bruce. They've completely ignored the fact that Bruce killed the Joker in season 3, and they've sent Bruce bought the Teen Titans a RV and sent them to Metropolis to meet so that Connor can meet Superman.
Interesting.
And now Connor could fly, but he drove with them. And by the time they get there, Superman's left the universe, or left our universe to go help a planet in another galaxy. So
is it about a road trip?
It sounds like a road
about
trip.
everything.
Okay.
Then you've got, and then Beast Boy's powers are kind of going haywire. They introduce, Tim Drake is there. He's not Robin, but they've introduced Bernard, who's a scientist at Star Labs, and they're already starting the kind of like hints at the romance between Tim Drake and Bernard. And then there's a twist at the end. So the whole thing with Luthor is Superman's gone. Luthor wants to meet Superboy. He wants to meet Connor, and Luthor is doing something with. He's found like the shrine of Azarath from Azarath, Mithrion, Zinthos from Raven. So that's Raven's connection. But at the end of the episode, Luthor dies.
Oh, why?
In a gruesome manner.
Why'd you fucking ruin?
You could have added a spoiler tag on that one, son.
Yeah, Christ, man.
Well, you've been talking shit about like that show's still going.
I'll still talk
that
shit
horrible
about it.
show. Don't ruin it for me.
Don't ruin it for me. Wait a minute.
I'll still talk shit about it. I don't mind. I
didn't say it was a terrible show. It's a terrible show, but I didn't say it.
So you get to, and honestly, when Bosch Luthor dies, you're kind of like, I wish I could have seen more of him.
Wow. All right.
I wasn't hating it.
Well,
so Titans season 1 or season 4 episode 1.
It still exists.
There's a trailer for Doom Patrol season 4.
I never finished that one either.
That's a good show.
So, I lost it on season 3. I finished it.
I think so too. Yeah, I did too, Alex.
I lost it on season 3. I tried. Just lost me. Just too long.
What did you think about the finale of House of Dragons?
Thought it was wonderful. I love watching children get chomped up by dragons. Ooh. It was beautiful. It just made me more excited for season 2. They did a really good job setting everything up, laying the grounds, and just keeping me invested week by week with all the family drama. Because really, that's what this season was. It's just a bunch of family drama.
It's just a big soap opera.
But but it's so interesting, and just the connections and the violence and the conniving. It's so brutal and so fascinating all the time. It's just really, it's like watching a train crash. You just couldn't look away.
Well, it's funny. I saw somebody on Instagram posted a shot that they put a caption on it that said "Next week on the Real Housewives of Westeros."
It's true.
Which I thought was pretty damn funny.
But
where did I see that? Oh yeah, it was on the Podmen's Instagram feed.
What?
But you know what?
That's good stuff.
The next season's going to be a lot more of the war, and I think it's like more of that brewing, and I'm excited. It's just a good show.
I watched the first
episode. Just a good old show. The first two are really slow, but I think by the end of episode 3, that's when I got really hooked. I was tempted to turn it off, but by the end of episode 3, I was like, all right, cool, I'm down.
Yeah, when they got rid of the kids, it got considerably better. When Rhaenyra and Alicent grew up.
I love the young Rhaenyra actress. I thought she did a great job. She's amazing. I didn't like the older Rhaenyra actress nearly as much. I love young Rhaenyra. She was great. I miss her.
As I'm cruising around Reddit here, the entertainment movies stuff, I see something you left out of your news, Brian. Velocipaster 2. Velocipaster 2 is coming out at some point. A teaser trailer is dropped on that. So,
ooh, Velocipaster.
What is Velocipaster?
He's a pastor that's bit by a were-velociraptor and turns into a velociraptor.
And every full moon, he turns into a velociraptor.
Correct.
Sounds about right.
Oh my god,
that was wacky.
I hate the world. I hate that things get made.
Can we talk about They Live? Since we kind of referenced it at the beginning?
Why not? Since we're running out of things, I would say since we're running out of things to talk about, we should talk about that.
We are running out of things to talk about.
Well, has anybody died?
I feel like PMR needs to...
Somebody
we're
has
missing
died
PMR's
recently.
coffee run.
Someone has died recently, don't you think?
Who?
I don't know. Who has?
I don't know.
William Shatner almost did. Right?
No, he didn't almost die. He just...
He looked into the eyes of death.
Yeah, he looked into the abyss, and the abyss looked back.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, when you're 90 years old, I believe that's probably true.
That's probably true. I mean,
Shatner said...
he's changed his viewpoint on space, yeah.
Yeah, he's written a new book, and he said that... when he looked out, it's all talking about his Blue Origin flight. And when he looked out, he was filled with overwhelming sadness, and all he saw was death.
Well, don't you remember? I mean, we covered this when it happened. He's sitting there telling Jeff Bezos that.
Right, and Bezos is spraying them with,
Yeah, everybody's all happy and everything and spraying shit, and Shatner's sitting there talking about, it was just death. I just saw death. Blackness. It was just awful. That's tough. It was terrible.
Maybe it was just nighttime.
Yeah, he's had this crisis. And he's trying to share it with somebody, and Bezos just hosing him with champagne and high-fiving everybody.
Recovering alcoholic, and he's pouring champagne all over him. Yeah,
he's obviously got some PTSD. He's going through the
poor guy.
9 years old, and they're spraying him with champagne, going, ah.
It probably would be a good read, though. Brian, you love to read. Yeah. Why don't you read that and tell us about it when it comes out?
Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will. But yeah. So he's
send a link. Just tell us about it.
Just tell us about it. Right. Yeah, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy, Brian.
Don't make me read 3 paragraphs.
Podman Ron,
2 sentences.
Podman Ron and I are way too busy to click on articles and read them. Just kind of give us the gist. That's all I got time for.
You've noticed that's what I'll do. I'll send the article, and then I'll cut the quote, and send the quote with it, just to be done with it, just so it's like you get the gist of it.
A real quick synopsis.
I like that. That's nice.
So yeah, I try to. Oh, Brad, this is something I did skip over that you might find interesting. They've announced there's a new Universal theme park, which you don't find interesting in any way, shape, or form.
No,
but they've announced new lands for it. One's going to be a How You Train Your Dragon land. One's going to be a Nintendo World. They've announced they're going to have a what's the other area? Oh, they're going to have a new Wizarding World area, PMR. But they're going to have a Universal Monsters area with multiple Universal Monster themed rides. Okay. So there's going to be a Wolfman ride, a Mummy ride, a Frankenstein ride.
Let me ask you this, Ron. Where are they putting this at? I mean, are they doing away with any of the old Universal stuff, like the Islands of Adventure where Marvel's at, since Marvel is now under Disney, or
no?
Why are they making?
No, this is there. It's an entirely new park that's going in, but I think Epic Adventure's going in on the other side of iDrive. So if you're in Orlando, you've got Universal and Islands of Adventure, and then the water park. Then you've got I-4, and then iDrive, which is like the main strip. So it's like where all the restaurants and all that kind of stuff are going. And it runs parallel to I-4, and they've opened a new resort over there called Endless Summer. And there's a lot of real estate over there. I think that's where it's going. So I think it's going to be like, well, if you're going to Universal Islands of Adventure or the water park, you're all in this little bubble. If you're going to Epic Adventure, you're crossing over I-4, and it'll be about 2 miles away. But it'll be no different than Disney having, Epcot and Hollywood Studios right next to each other, Disney World separate, and Animal Kingdom separate.
Okay.
So, but yeah, a whole new park is supposed to launch in 2025. But if Nintendo World didn't get you, right?
Universal Monsters World. And I like that.
New Harry Potter World, more Harry Potter stuff, PMR.
Why? Yeah, why are they making another Harry Potter section? Like, what more could you put?
It's going to be
other than boring. Fantastic.
It's going to be the Dursleys' house. No, it's going to be the Ministry of Magic. Is going to be their focal point there. So you've got Hogwarts and Hogsmeade at Islands of Adventure. You'll have Diagon Alley and Gringotts at Universal Studios, and then at Epic Adventure, it's going to be the Ministry of Magic.
That's cool. So,
just keep dragging that out.
Yeah. So, but that was news this week.
All right. I thought you were going to announce the celebration that today, as of the recording here, today is Godzilla Day. And Toho announced the new Godzilla movie coming out exactly 1 year from now. A Toho-produced Godzilla movie. So, yeah. I thought that's what...
Seems like he should have made that announcement a year ago.
Yeah, well,
Now, is this a continuation of like Godzilla meets King Kong and Monster Island, or is it?
No, this will be Rubber Suit Godzilla.
Yeah, perhaps Rubber Suit Godzilla. Yeah, it's Toho produced, not American, so it's Japanese.
Now, Brad, speaking of foreign monster films, I tried to get Jonah and his brother Joshua to watch The Host.
Oh, yeah. What's wrong, Jonah?
That's CGI. That CGI is a little bit iffy. I'm not sure about that CGI.
Now, they love Train to Busan.
Okay.
Train to Busan was amazing.
Yeah, we watched that.
But that CGI in The Host, like, the plot's good, but I cannot get over how bad that CGI is.
Well, it's like watching an old movie from the 80s and that had, whatever, bad CGI or something like that. You still can
Which we watched one of those, too.
Okay, see?
But when it looks like it's a newer movie and the CGI still looks like absolute garbage, it's different.
Okay.
Because when you're watching an old movie that looks like the camera work and everything is like older, and you can tell that it's an older movie.
Okay.
You expect it to be crappier, but this one looks like new. It looks fresh, and it's terrible CGI.
Wow.
I think what he's getting, and this is the film is filmed in high def, and then they're putting CGI in it,
Right.
And so
yeah,
there's no blurring of the two.
Yeah.
Where in old CGI with old film,
You can't
could
tell.
hide some of that stuff better. In actuality, I've got several arcade machines in the house, right?
yeah.
And in the arcade machines, they've got you can put them on CRCT mode, where it's got the scan lines.
Right.
And what's wild is you'd think having the scan lines would make it look worse, but it doesn't. It actually smooths out all the polygons.
Oh, interesting.
So if you're playing like Donkey Kong without being in CRCT mode, it looks weird. Even though it's crisp lines,
yeah, it just
the
doesn't
polygons it just doesn't look right. When you put it in CRCT mode, everything gets a little blurrier and smoother, but it looks right. And it's the same sort of thing as with what he's saying.
Yeah.
And what the other movie we saw was The Lost Boys.
Oh, I love that movie. That movie was amazing.
Everybody loves
I love
Lost
that
Boys.
movie.
PMR, have you revisited The Lost Boys recently?
Oh, I love that
It's been
movie.
a long time since I've watched Lost Boys.
The Corys?
Love that movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think we watched that last Halloween.
It's great to watch in high def because when they're in the comic shop, it's cool to just see all the comics in the background. You know, I could just pause it there and just go, "Oh, look at that!" But it's all DC Comics.
Right.
There's no more. It's that comic shop sold 2 comics: DC Comics and those weird vampire comics.
Weird vampire
and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, don't give up on Korean horror movies, Jonah. They're pretty good.
Isn't there a sequel to Train to Busan coming out soon?
It's been out for a while.
Dubbed?
It's
but it
been
hasn't
out.
been redubbed.
Yeah, I don't want to. Okay,
Like PMR,
I do not like movies with subtitles. Okay,
Oh my god!
You don't wanna read.
I don't want to read it.
Such a
blame you,
purist. Yeah. So they don't have Peninsula out that's dubbed?
hadn't been dubbed yet.
Oh, okay.
I've looked.
Hopefully soon,
So-
but
Well, there's also the prequel to Train to Busan that I think Amazon has. Probably other places do too.
The animated.
Yeah. Seoul Station.
I've heard about that. That's like an animated movie, right?
That's
yeah,
right,
and
yeah.
it's occurring. It occurs. It's the stuff that's happening before they get on the train in other parts of
Korea.
Korea.
Yeah.
We've totally lost
But-
PMR and Alex, I feel
I'm trying to remember. Like, is it?
I'm still here.
I mean, there's some like thematic stuff, but there's not like nudity or anything in it. Is there?
I haven't
don't
watched
think
all
so.
of either one of those. I kind of
There's
felt
a
like
whole.
Train
you
to
haven't
Busan
watched
was
it. There's
good.
a whole twist about her father. Like the whole thing is her father's looking for her throughout the city, and then there's a twist at the end as to
twist.
that.
Yeah. I kind of like
yeah.
I like Train to Busan as it was, and I kind of, even though there's a prequel and a sequel, I don't think I want to watch all of them. You know what I mean? I'm making that choice, making a stand.
Now, Alex, have you
Yes.
seen They Live?
No,
Wow,
Ah,
I'm sorry.
that hurts. On Peacock,
you need to watch They Live.
Okay.
You need to watch They Live. When me and Brad were talking about this in the green room, like I can't believe that John Carpenter's They Live has not been remade or
yeah, totally
turned
should
into
be. Yeah.
a TV show. Like it could easily be turned into a TV show.
That good, huh?
They keep going back to V, but this is better. It's in the same vein, but more. It's probably more. What is it? Not applicable. More relevant now than ever.
Right. You could
Right.
make it a very political type stuff about consumerism, not politics necessarily,
Yeah.
but consumerism. It's totally what it's about. Yeah.
Consumerism, marketing, like the way we're kind of controlled, through television ads and politically and by devices we hook up into our houses to voluntarily, be spied upon.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. Like in the 60s and the 50s, it was your house is bugged. Well, we'll go out on Black Friday and bug our own houses for and pay for the privilege to.
For $99.99.
You know.
Does anybody use Amazon Dots or Echoes or anything like that anymore? Do you guys use those still?
We got about 9 of them in the house.
Yes.
There's not a room without one.
I do too, but none of them are connected anymore.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Each of you, there's one in each bedroom, one in the kitchen, and one in my office.
I just have one in my bed.
Wow. Okay.
I use it. I don't use it for anything other than just a
intercom.
An intercom.
Yeah.
You know. So, but yeah, they're here.
Okay.
Well, and to do my like when I turn on power and stuff to like the arcade or my office.
Okay. All right.
But
I have a bunch of them, but they're in a closet now. I don't know. They were connected. Now I'm like,
Alex, you got to watch They Live.
I'm sorry.
I
watched Blade Runner 2049 again today.
No. Look, I think that's
no. Don't be stupid.
I'll have Jonah watch They Live. Right, PMR. Okay. When's the last time you saw They Live?
What year is
1984.
It came out in 88, I believe, didn't it?
I think, or 89. I think it was actually.
Oh, really?
89.
Wow, later.
Yeah.
So,
are you sure? I wish there was
a
way to find out.
I don't like how easily you skipped over Blade Runner 2049, as if that's not a great movie.
It's a beautiful movie.
It is.
The
cinematography.
Villeneuve.
They Live, 1988.
But genuinely, that's a really... I remember when I watched it, I really liked it, but I watched it today, and I had a hoot and holler watching that movie. It's a great flick.
Between the shit kicker dialogue in They Live, between
back to They Live,
the consumerism message, the special effects are pretty okay,
and then the sex scene at the end,
right here.
Literally,
here he is.
All I need. Oh God. All I need in order to watch a movie is someone to say a political message, and I'm like, I'm in.
All right.
I love me a political movie.
It's a political light message, but you could take it much more deeply.
Oh, you definitely could nowadays, yeah.
Just like I have with Nope. I've taken the political messages of Nope to heart.
Wow.
My day to day.
I may end up watching that before this month is over with.
Watch it. It's so good.
Since it's coming on Peacock. A couple of weeks.
You know what's coming out Friday, right?
No.
Something.
In addition to Rock Season 3, Young Rock Season 3, we've got on Roku, the Roku channel, for free, the Weird Al story.
I can't believe that's a Roku original. I thought that was like a theatrical release by a real studio. And then I saw the poster of Roku original, and I was like, "You've got to be shitting me."
Well, I think they bought it and slapped that on there. I don't think it was always a Roku original.
That must have been a COVID make, and then the studio was just like, "No, it's just this."
But hey, look, it looks good, and it's getting good reviews.
Yeah. So is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, you chumps.
Oh, Alex, guess what I saw Friday night?
What?
At the Dr. Phillips Center in Orlando.
What?
Dr. Phillips.
Hamilton.
You saw Hamilton?
Yeah.
Wow.
Off Broadway.
Did you like it?
It's fine. Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't there.
I still haven't seen it. Is that bad?
I still can't get those songs out of my head.
I don't know any of the songs.
Good songs.
Oh, you don't want to know them.
Thank you.
They're good
I'm not going to miss my shot, Brad.
Oh, shut up.
It's a good song.
Those songs I can't get them out of my head. And it's been 2 years.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a bad way.
Oh, okay.
They're good songs. They're good songs.
They just stick
for like the first 2 listens. Then after that, they just get old.
Okay.
Here's the thing with Hamilton. It's like I was around when the fad was a fad and not the phenomenon.
Yeah, we weren't around back then.
It's just like, whew. It's like I feel like every time I hear Hamilton, it's like something. It's like when you guys hear like an old '80s niche movie. I'm like, oh my god.
Podman Ron perks up on that one. Are you kidding me?
My childhood days.
Alex, we did the season pass, the Broadway season pass.
Heck yeah!
Wow.
So we've seen 6.
Good show.
We saw Hamilton.
Good show.
We got tickets for coming up next year. It'll be because I think it's like 6 or 8.
Yeah.
That we got, but we get Beetlejuice. We
Good
get
show. Beetlejuice.
Tina.
So good.
The
Which
Tina
one?
Turner one.
Tina Turner. Oh yeah. Okay.
There's Wicked,
That'll be fun.
and there's one more.
I've heard Wicked's really good.
Wicked is so overrated, but it's so much fun to watch. Because it's just the set design's really cool. Yeah, I always love doing those Broadway annual passes. They're so fun. There's all the shows that come. You get to see. I've never seen Beetlejuice, but I've wanted to. It just closed on Broadway again. It came back. It was closed before COVID, and then it came back after COVID.
If you have the availability, we can buy extra tickets.
I can't believe it's not coming to Nashville. We have we get the shittiest off-Broadway tours every time. I think we only had one good show come to us last year.
Well, with us, it's the Walt Disney Theater.
Yeah.
So I think we get stuff because it's the Walt Disney
They
Theater.
probably have more of the technical equipment that they can.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice and Wicked are really technically heavy. Like, you need a lot of tech support for that. Especially Beetlejuice. My goodness. They have the giant worm. They have the worms and everything. Like, it's so cool.
We actually, I guess it was before COVID. We were in New York and we saw it there. We had front row seats and saw.
Really?
Beetlejuice.
Was it cool? Was it a good show?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah,
It was fun.
I can go without theater. I mean, I appreciate it for what it is, but yeah, it doesn't do much for me.
You need to see some better theater, man.
Alex, we got Hades Town.
I saw In the Heights. I saw In the Heights with Lin-Miranda Manuel before it became a thing on Broadway. Years and
Brian,
years and
whatever
years ago.
you do, you have to see Hades Town. Like,
Yeah, we've already got tickets.
don't miss it.
We could get Riverdance. I don't give a shit about Michael Flatley's Riverdance. Let's see.
Turned so weird.
Yeah, no, this is. Oh, and Pretty Woman the musical.
Oh my God.
That's the other ones.
I hate Broadway.
Oh, and To Kill a Mockingbird. We got To Kill a Mockingbird. To Kill a Mockingbird.
That play.
Jeff Daniels?
I don't want to spoil it for you, but the end of Act 1 is so good. I mean, it's in the book, but like, oh my goodness. I don't know if they'll do it in a different theater, but I saw that on Broadway right before the pandemic. And my goodness, it's the best show I've ever seen live.
Wow.
Wow. And the best surprise at the end of Act 1. It was insane.
Right.
I was horrified and bewildered and shocked and amazed. It was wonderful.
Just like he was at Nope.
There
The
were so many
cinematography
emotions.
was amazing.
Alex, you should really listen to the Reba McEntire song, That's the Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. If you want to be shocked.
Yeah. Hung an innocent man. That's what I hear.
That's the night they hung an innocent man.
We are hitting rock bottom. Podman Ron, do you agree with that statement?
Yes, I honestly do.
All right. Well, the road to 200 is not going to happen
It's like
this
we
way,
hit
gentlemen.
We hit Avatar. And
Well, I'd like to remind everyone, PMR said multiple times, we're better when we don't have a plan.
Yeah, this was not.
This was not it. Yeah, I don't know what happened, PMR. I agree with you. But boy, we sucked this time, and it had nothing to do with Jonah. I don't think.
But it had everything to do with the IndianWire.
Put a disclaimer on the
IndianWire.
do not listen to this.
While operating heavy machinery.
Or
In
not.
parentheses inside the parentheses, mild racism.
It's not
Make sure you got it in there.
racist. I wish you wouldn't say that because it's not.
It's not. It's not. I mean,
No, but yeah. We need a plan.
We need a plan. All right. Well,
I think this is proven. And PMR needs coffee. As much as I hate him placing that order 3 minutes into the podcast,
I think you may be right.
PMR has been asleep for the past 40 minutes.
Well, that's partially because of the subject matter as well. But let's be honest.
So that's true.
All right. Well,
Yeah, come on.
we will be thinking of a plan as we continue down the road to 200, if we can get to it this year. I don't think we can, but we could
Keep
try.
moving it. Move that bus, man.
Keep doing it.
What
And
number are
I
we
think
on?
the plan is watch They Live.
What number are we on?
I think like 187, maybe. I don't know.
We got to do 13 more before the year ends.
That's why I said we need to do we need to record like 3 30-minute episodes instead of one 1 hour and 30-minute episode. That's the way we.
Or 2 1-hour episodes, or 2 45-minute episodes, something like that.
Yeah, let's not get crazy, Brad. You're right. All right.
What are we gonna do for the 200th episode? We should just have a pitch day. I'm telling you, we should do another.
I got a pitch, Alex. I already got mine in the chamber, ready to go.
He probably has several. So
just tell me when.
I got several ready to go as well.
Oh my God! Well, maybe you and Alex, maybe PMR and I can take a break, and you and Alex can just have a pitch session.
Just say good pitch.
We'll call it Pitch Please.
Pitch Please. Well, I had some. Where the hell? I had a theme song for that at one point. The pitch session. Remember?
Pitch Please.
Oh well. All right. Well, anyway. Pitch please, but until next time,
save it for the podcast.